Gently close your eyes. Do deep breathing. We'll chant Om once together. Synchronize the chanting of Om with your exhalation. Breathe in. Sahana vavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai, tejasvinavaditamastu ma vitvishavahay. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Gently open your eyes. We'll chant from verses 11 to 15 of chapter 3. Devan bhavayatanena,
Devan bhavayatanena,
te deva bhavayantu vaha,
te deva bhavayantu vaha,
parasparam bhavayantaha,
parasparam bhavayantaha,
Shreyah paramavapsyatha,
Shreyah paramavapsyatha,
Ishtan bhogan hi vo devaha,
Ishtan bhogan hi vo devaha,
dasyante yajna bhavitaha,
Dasyante yajna bhavitaha,
Tairdattana pradayaibhyaha,
Tairdattana pradayaibhyaha,
Yo bhungte stena eva saha,
Yo bhungte stena eva saha,
Yajna shishtashinah santaha,
Yajna shishtashinah santaha,
Muchyante sarva kilbishaihi,
Muchyante sarva kilbishaihi,
Bhunjate te tvagam papaha,
Bhunjate te tvagam papaha,
Ye pachantyatmakaranat,
Ye pachantyatmakaranat,
Annad bhavanti bhutani,
Annad bhavanti bhutani,
Parjanyadanna sambhavaha,
Parjanyadanna sambhavaha,
Yajnat bhavati parjanyaha,
Yajnat bhavati parjanyaha,
Yajnah karma samudbhavaha,
Yajnah karma samudbhavaha,
Karma brahmodbhavam viddhi viddhi.
Karma brahmodbhavam viddhi.
Brahmaksharasamudbhavam.
Brahmaksharasamudbhavam.
Tasmat sarvagatam brahma.
Tasmat sarvagatam brahma.
Nityam yagne pratishtitam.
Nityam yagne pratishtitam.
Hari Om, and a very good day to all of you. So in the last session, we have entered verse number 12 of chapter 3. Now, this is another powerful verse. It's a very important verse also, because he is going to start dealing with the principle of parasparam in this verse, and then he will continue in the next verses. So, as usual in the yogic approach, before we get into the specifics of the verse, we first have a general view. See, this is always the method of the yogis. What they do is, whenever they gain the higher wisdom, they first get a general idea. General idea in the sense, we are not talking of mere intellectual idea, that is also included, but they try to sense or feel the energy of the verse. That will be very useful. Even in life, when you're facing various situations, that's what you should do. You should first get an overview or a complete general idea of what you are getting into. If you are entering a project, let's say you are responsible for that, you should have a total picture. And this is where this project is going to take me to. This is how the project needs to be designed. And after that, when you get into the specifics, it will ensure that you don't waver, you don't move away from the main theme. If we straight away get into the specifics, what usually happens is that each part of any verse will be so engaging that we will miss the total picture. So that is why in the yogic path it is always suggested that the student first sits and absorbs the energy of the verse. It's not only the verse, it could be an idea, it could be a particular principle. Why? Even in the mantra shastra, the right way of practicing is the master gives a particular mantra to the student, and he straight away doesn't teach the student how to use it. In the sense like where all it can be applied, how to use it in a subtler way and all that. The student is supposed to absorb the energy of the mantra in a general way. That itself takes a long time. We're talking of traditional mantra shastra where See, they have given methods by which we can unlock the power of a mantra. Just because someone chants a mantra, it means nothing. See, mantra is nothing but the sound vibrations encapsulated in a short form. It could be a bija mantra, it could be a group of mantras together also, whatever it is. So, in order to unlock the power of that mantra takes years. One has to do tapas with it. It doesn't come merely by external chanting, or just by reading it externally. These things will not work. One requires the guidance of a guru, and that too, that master should know how to unlock the power. It is called mantra siddhi. Mantra siddhi means being successful in unlocking the power of a mantra. So when the mantra shastra was taught to the students, a mantra was always given, and the students used to spend many months with it in generally absorbing that energy, because that itself is a preparation. After that only, slowly, the master will teach how to unlock, how to slowly open it up and go further. It's the same principle we are using in the sadhana of Yoga Sankirtan also. Yoga Sankirtan meditation is the most powerful form of meditation. All the principles of Mantra Shastra have also been incorporated in that, in the yogic way. But the opening up of the power of Yoga Sankirtan has not been done fully. It has only been started. And what you've been told is to do the Yoga Sankirtan sadhana on a regular basis. Right now 6 materials have been given to you, so each one per day. So you keep doing that on a regular basis, and you should absorb the energy which is being given there in a general way first. That itself will take several months or several years also. And as you learn to absorb that energy and handle it, you will settle down with it. The master will start teaching the subtleties of the Yoga Sankirtan meditation sadhana. There are many levels. There are 12 levels actually, the Yoga Sankirtan meditation sadhana. We have to carefully grow. See, each level will unlock certain powers. Now, why it has to be done that way? Why not all the secrets be given at one go? If the entire thing is given at one go and it opens up the whole energy at once, the student will not be able to handle that energy. That's why we have to move very carefully. So this is a process, what they call as paddhati. Paddhati means a kind of a process which is followed in the yogic approach, where the student is exposed, allowed to absorb the energy of what the master is giving in a general way, and the student becomes balanced with that energy, and then the master explores further and further and gives more and more. So it is the same principle we are following with respect to these verses also, because we are following the yogic approach. So we don't jump into things straight away. That is why last week we just chanted the verse and I had given you the translation, and I asked you to feel the energy behind this verse. So what is verse number 12? Ishtan Bhogan hi Vodeva Dasyante Yajna Bhavita. Nourished by the sacrifice, the gods will give you the desired enjoyments. Tairdattana Pradayaibhyah Yo Bhunkte Stena Eva Saha. One who enjoys what is given by them without offering anything in return is indeed a thief. So, when you read this verse, the first thing that hits you is that word stena, thief. And that is a very harsh word. So that's why I covered that a little bit in a very gentle way only. We'll be going into the specifics of these principles in the coming weeks. But first of all, the word stenaha hits you. Now, and apparently it looks like a negative word. It looks like a very harsh word. So you will immediately feel that harshness. Any student who sincerely reads this will immediately feel the harshness of the energy. So that is why I asked you to do that sadhana, I gave you that homework, to not merely stop with feeling that harshness, but penetrate that a little bit and see the love behind the harsh word which is being used. So a master has no axe to grind, in the sense no motives. He is not going to get something out of it. His only aim is how to uplift the student. So there is an inherent kindness, inherent unconditional love behind everything which the master does or says. So sometimes whatever he does or whatever he says may be very sweet, sometimes it may be a little harsh, but both are backed by the same energy, which is the energy of love, kindness, and having the goal of uplifting the student. Now, unless and until you experience that energy, you will not be able to take the harshness. Sometimes to correct a situation, certain harsh measures may be required. I'm only saying maybe. It's not that all the time it is required. Sometimes a normal way itself would be more than sufficient. So it all depends upon what is the energy of the student, whether it's tamasic, rajasic or sattvic, and how deep a block is. Depending upon that, the master always manifests a particular kind of energy to counter the ego which plays havoc in a student. So in the Bhagavad Gita, there are ample examples for that. That's why last week I told you, Krishna started off by saying, Kutastva Kashmanamidam Visham. How can you fall into this state? Klaibyam Masmagama Partha means, how have you fallen into the state of cowardice? Now, it's not only there. If you see in all these chapters, you will find that suddenly Krishna will get into this kind of a mode. And what is the beauty is, Arjuna having surrendered to Krishna, having started the process of surrender, now he doesn't judge Krishna immediately. He doesn't ask Krishna, why are you being so rude to me? Why should you be so harsh to me? He never asks that, because he understands that Krishna means good. Krishna is only trying to awaken Arjuna. That is very clear in his mind. So one of the worst thing that can happen to a student is the judgment. Whenever a student gets into judging the guru, thereafter there can be no energy, no energy can be received, and the student cannot grow. Not only that, it creates a kind of a dark karmic layer, which becomes very difficult to overcome. In our Shastras, they have talked about the curse of a guru and all that. Actually, a guru never curses. What do we mean by the curse of a guru? It's not that the guru curses. When a student starts judging the guru, now automatically, in order to correct, the guru Shakti counteracts it with a very harsh measure. That is what they have called as the guru curse. Like in the Mahabharata, it is mentioned, when Karna, when he went to Parashurama to learn archery, he was finally cursed by Parashurama. You will forget whatever you learnt when you require it the most. Now, it is not that Parashurama was actually angry with Karna. It's not that. Karna's actions were wrong. See, when you go to a guru, you have to trust him fully. But what did Karna do? He lied to him. If he had been truthful, if he had told Parashurama, see, this is who I am, and I want to learn this, thereafter it is a prerogative of the guru whether to go ahead or not, and whatever he does will be for the good. This should be the trust with which a student should approach. But the moment the student hides something from a guru or lies to the guru, what does it mean? It means he is judging the guru. He is not having the full trust. So having judged the guru, he continued to learn the various arts, from Parashurama. That created a very negative energy pattern, a dark karmic layer. So the effect of that was pronounced by Lord Parashurama. It's not that he was sitting and he was cursing Karna. Whether he said that or not, Karna should have faced the consequences of his own karmas. So what are they trying to give in that incident? What is the message? The message is never judge a master. So even when we are studying the scriptures, later on Krishna will be saying, you should give this wisdom only to people who have full faith. Why is he saying that? Means if a person is judgmental and doubting, he really cannot receive the energy. He may read through the intellectual portion. That is, he may read through all this in an intellectual way. But the real message, the real energy will be missed. So whenever you find such harsh language in these verses, you should immediately check how is your mind reacting. If you are doing it in a very superficial way, there will be no reaction. There is neither a benefit nor is there a problem. But if you are doing it in a deep way, you need to observe your mind what is happening within you. Is the ego getting disturbed? If yes, then you need to become aware of it and release it during your sadhana. This is the advantage of these verses. And see, once you surrender to a master, he will not leave it off just like that. He will employ so many methods. Somehow or other, he will bring out that ego and then help the student to smash that ego. The external methods may look a little strange, as I told you, sometimes harsh. In our scriptures, they have given many incidents where they have taken that harshness to an extreme level. But the motive of the master is the key there. So generally in life we keep on judging everyone. You don't experience the world as it is. You experience the world through the filters of your judgment. So you keep on judging everyone. So when it comes to a guru also, again the same judgment surfaces. You have certain rules. This is right, this is wrong, certain concepts you have. And you expect the guru to fit into that. Whereas it should actually be the reverse. You shouldn't have all these parameters. Whatever the guru sets for you, you should travel in that path. If you have that kind of purity, then no force can stop you from reaching the infinite. A question may be asked, sir, supposing it is a false guru, even if the guru is false, your devotion, your surrender has so much of power that will uplift you. The quality of surrender, the quality of being non-judgmental is so powerful that will uplift the student. That is why our yogis always said, be non-judgmental and receive fully. So similarly, when you approach God, again there should be no judgments. Many people pass on their judgments to God. They ask, why is God so cruel? Why is God giving that person more and me less? It is all a very superficial understanding. Whenever some difficulty comes, they start, criticizing God. So if you are not careful, the ego will influence the mind and the mind will carry the judgmental attitude from the world to the guru and then from the guru to right up to God. And that will completely prevent the student from receiving the higher energy. So when we read this verse, the very harsh word which is used, stena means thief, that hits you, and if you have the right attitude, you will feel so blessed, because here is Lord Krishna trying to correct us. In case the energy pattern is wrong within, that will get corrected from this. It's a blessing in disguise. So every experience in life itself is nothing but a blessing. Sometimes you may recognize that blessing. Sometimes it may come in a disguise. So once you develop this kind of bhavana, an attitude, which is very sattvic, then you will keep on learning, you will keep on growing. So even when you face some difficulties in life, now instead of immediately judging and blaming circumstances or blaming others or blaming anyone, you will start seeing it as another experience which has come into your life to teach you something. The quicker you learn the lessons, the quicker the problem will be resolved. This will be your approach. You will approach life with a very strong conviction, and that conviction is built on the higher principles. So, I'm sure all of you did that small homework which I had given you in the last session. That is basically reflecting on this and practicing this in your life. That is, whatever difficulty is it that you're facing, now seeing it from a different viewpoint and seeing the divine benevolence behind that so-called difficulty. Actually, that is only true devotion. When a difficulty comes, that is the test of your devotion. When everything is going on fine, to claim that I am devoted to God, I am devoted to my Guru and all, it makes no sense. Not that it doesn't make any sense, but that's not the real test. When something goes wrong, how strong are you in your path, in your faith? That is the question. Here we see Arjuna is very strong in his faith. Krishna goes on using harsh words in different portions of the Bhagavad Gita, but Arjuna's faith does not waver. So the master also tests the students like this. Sometimes they may, act in strange ways just to test the student. Is the student ready to take up the next level of energy? Only when the student becomes prepared, the master can give more. That is the whole idea. So the sadhana of this verse, that is general sadhana, when you absorb the energy, is to see the benevolence of divinity, that is the blessings of God in all the experiences of your life. Actually, this point was extensively covered last week in the empowerment session, Attracting Abundance, no? And special empowerments have been given to you regarding this. So it will be very easy for you to practice all this. So now we'll get into the specifics of the verse. Ishtan bhogan hi vaha devaha dasyante yajna bhavitaha. The desired enjoyments will be given by the gods to you. He says dasyante means they will give you the desired enjoyments. How? Yajna bhavitaha, nourished by sacrifice. So in the translation, we have put it the reverse. We have said nourished by sacrifice, the gods will give you the desired enjoyments. This format will make it easy for you to grasp. So nourished by sacrifice, yajna bhavitaha. So these two words are extremely important for you as a sadhak. One is yajna and the other is bhavana. And when I say these two words, they are not mere words. each word is representing a principle. So these two principles are very important in your sadhana. Now, in the Shastras, they don't mince words, they don't waste words, they don't go on repeating something unless it is absolutely necessary or when it's very, very important. Only then they do that. Now, if you take the previous verse, verse number 11, he talked about bhavana several times. Again in this verse he is continuing. See, what did he say in verse number 11? Devan bhavayatanena. May you nourish the gods by this. So, bhavana, bhavaka has been repeated once. Then te deva bhavayantuvaha. Again, he has talked about bhava. And then parasparam bhavayantaha. Third time, nourishing each other. Shreyaha param avapsyata. So this is what he said in the previous verse. 3 times he has mentioned this word bhava. Now, in this verse, again he starts off by that. In the very first line, he says, Yajna bhavitaha, means nourished by sacrifice. Now, within 2 verses, he has used this word bhava 4 times. Now, whenever you find such repetitions, see, this is extreme repetition. In a span of 3 sentences, he has used the word bhava 4 times. In verse number 11, first sentence, 2 times he used it. The next sentence again. Now here he is using it again. So, in the yogic approach, whenever something is repeated continuously like that, we immediately pause there. It means the message which he is trying to give there is extremely crucial for us. Bhava. So that is the key. It is not the action which you're doing that matters. It is the bhavana with which you're doing the action which matters. The entire spiritual growth depends on your bhavana, not on the external action. A person may be externally doing, let us say, a so-called great spiritual activity. It may be a particular ritual or puja, or even some bigger ritual. All that he may be doing. Does that mean that person is growing spiritually? No, not necessarily. We have to see what the bhavana is. Supposing that person is doing with a lot of ego. Oh, let me do it so that, in a showy way, so that people will look up to me, people will appreciate me. Then that very action will cause his spiritual downfall, even though externally he is doing a sacred ritual. Why? Because his bhavana is not good. So that is why all the yogis, they always told their students, look into your bhava, look into your intention. Your intention should become very pure. See, if you really want to perfect yourself, you should start questioning yourself. You should start looking within in a very frank way and see what your bhavana behind your actions is. Everything which you do, you're doing your day-to-day activities, you're working in your office, you're interacting with people. What is your bhavana? What is your intention? What is your motive? You should first become aware of that and then start purifying your bhavana. Now, this requires a lot of courage. See, it is very easy to study the scriptures. It is, for example, if you take the Bhagavad Gita, it is very easy to study the Bhagavad Gita externally. But for you to take these principles and look within and see what is wrong inside and then make the necessary corrections, that is the most challenging part. And that is only sadhana. The study of scripture externally is not considered to be a sadhana by the yogis. So why is it that the bhava or your intention is given so much of importance? In the previous verse, I had given you very many dimensions of bhava. Now, he is kind of recapitulating in this verse, and he is also asking you to pause here by again using the same word. Why? Why is the principle of bhava or bhavana, why is that given so much of importance? Because it is your bhavana or intention which creates an energy pattern within you. Everything in life is nothing but a play of energy, what our yogis called as Shakti. Shakti means energy. Whatever it is that you're experiencing in life is an outcome of the energy pattern which you create within yourself. Your energy pattern may be positive, it may be negative. Your thoughts, your emotions, your speech, your actions, all of them follow the fundamental energy pattern which you create within yourself. And what is it that creates the energy pattern within you? Fundamentally, it's the bhava, your intentions. So that is why what is said in our scriptures is that look within and start purifying your bhavana. You can start it right now itself. There is no special time to start this sadhana and all that. Whatever activity you're doing, now you can just pause and check whether your bhavana is positive or negative. So generally, it is said, no, that the world is a reflection of your thoughts. Thoughts is an aspect of your bhavana only. The world is a reflection of your emotions. Emotions are an aspect of your bhavana only. So what happens is you approach a situation with a wrong bhavana, but you are not even aware of that. The self-awareness is not there. And then certain incidents unfold in your life which create a lot of problems to you, and you are unable to understand why that is happening. So our yogis are suggesting that you take that as a clue and you look within. So if you develop this habit of looking within, then you can master this sadhana of bhavana, that is the principle of bhavana. Actually, if you master your bhavana and you make it 100% pure, with that pure intention, whatever it is that you ask will come to you. If you say, I want that experience of God realization with a full-fledged pure bhavana, instantly you will get it. It is not the quantity that matters, it is the quality. Whatever it is that you are receiving today in life, whatever it is that you're getting in life, is a reflection of your bhavana only. Therefore, all our masters, they kept on saying Shuddha Bhavana is required, Shuddha Bhavana. Even in that empowerment course, the Attracting Abundance, I started off with this only. Approach it with a pure bhavana. Let your intentions be very pure. So just by learning this externally, immediately your intentions will not become pure. So you need to do the tapas. This is the tapas of going within, being very frank with yourself and having the courage to look at yourself as you are without judging yourself, doing the cleaning process. But your ego will not like it. So it will immediately want you to cover up. When your intentions are impure and you don't want to correct yourself, then you will start justifying. You will start justifying everything which you do. Any mistake you commit also, you will give some reason or other. But here, when he says yajna bhavitaha, that is like a summary of the previous verse. That is those portions where he was talking about bhava. Take it as it is. No justifications in life. It's a very powerful sadhana. I mentioned it in a soft way when we did verse number 11, the previous verse. But now, the very energy of this verse is a little harsh. I would say direct. So it's better we also take the direct approach. You either take it or leave it. That kind of an approach, So how do you master your bhava? By stop giving justifications in life for whatever it is that you're doing, especially the negative things. Oh, I want to do the sadhana, but because of this I'm not able to do. You keep on justifying. I am being rude to you only for this particular reason. I would have really succeeded in this endeavor, but for these things, I was not successful. And usually the reasons which you give are all the blame games which you play. That is, you start blaming others, you start blaming circumstances. So here he says, bhavita, yajna bhavita, means pure bhavana. Only a pure bhava is considered to be a spiritual bhava, the intention which is conducive for spiritual growth. So yajna bhavitaha means the bhavana of yajna. That is when you bring purity in your intentions. So if you really think about it, just this one phrase is enough. If you go to the extreme practice of this, you will really get transformed from within. And initially when you observe yourself, you will become aware of all the gross wrong intentions. But when you keep doing your sadhana, the Yoga Sankirtan sadhana, it will make you more subtle, and slowly you will start also reading the subtler motives which you are having within you. That is the more advanced stage. To purify the subtler aspects of your bhava. It is only when you sincerely do the sadhana under the guidance of your guru that you can reach up to that stage. Then all those things will be revealed to you. And once that is revealed to you, and when you do sadhana at that level, it will start causing purification at the deepest core of your personality. The real transformation will start happening. So don't listen to this as a mere concept. Don't listen to this in a superficial way, listlessly. Absorb this fully and start practicing it. The success in your spiritual journey depends upon how much you are absorbing all these things. You may actually be physically close to a master, but you may not really absorb the energy in a deep way. It is not the physical proximity. It is the absorption of the energy which is important. So from this moment onwards, you start practicing this. I am not going to give justifications to anything in my life. If my behavior is wrong, I am going to correct that. If my speech is wrong, I will correct that. If there is something wrong with my emotions, I will correct that. If there is something wrong with my thought process, I will correct that. I am not going to hide anything from myself. It's not that you need to go and tell everyone. I'm only dramatizing the internal dialogue of a sadhak, of a true sadhak. So, as far as the different dimensions of bhavana and all that, I've already covered in verse 11. But for you to practice that, you require this frankness. See, in this verse, he is using the word stenaha and setting the energy tone, which is being direct. So, you need to absorb that energy. So, being direct doesn't mean you have to be rude to others. Don't mistake that. It means you have to be direct when it comes to self-analysis. Not taking a roundabout method. This is the simple way to progress spiritually. How is it that the great yogis have reached such a high spiritual stature? It is by this quality of being frank with themselves. So unless and until you are frank and honest, brutally honest to yourself, you cannot master this principle of bhavana, you cannot purify your bhavana. As Shakespeare said, to thine own self be true, and it must follow as night the day. Thou canst not then be false to any other man. So you have to be true to yourself, true to your conscience. That is the meaning of bhavita. So it's easily translated, nourished by sacrifice. So when is it that your bhavana will reach the gods? It is only when it is extremely pure. Yajna bhavitaha. So one is bhava and the other is yajna. Yajna in its purest form means sacrifice. Having such purity. So when your bhavana reaches the level of yajna in its purest form, that is when it will go and nourish the gods. Nourished by sacrifice, the gods will give you, not merely by your actions, external actions, but your internal bhavana, the energy which you are sending. What the gods mean, that also I have covered in detail. Anyway, I'll just recapitulate the essential point from there for us to progress in this verse. But you need to understand that in life, it is the energy which you are creating which reaches the world. Even when you are interacting with people, you may externally use very sweet words. You may externally be very nice. But if your bhavana is not good, that energy will reach the other person. The other person may not be aware of it, but his or her subconscious mind will react to the energy which you are sending. Haven't you experienced this? Sometimes you just feel uncomfortable with a particular person. That person will be very well mannered, very kind outside, but you're not so comfortable. Why? It is your own subconscious mind which is reacting to the energy pattern which that person is throwing on you. His words, his expressions may try to camouflage, but your inner mind will pick up the energy. Similarly, in every circumstance of life, it is your energy which reaches and creates a particular kind of output. I want you to understand this. In the coming sessions of the Attracting Abundance, the Sri Shakti Akarshanam, these points will be covered, the actual empowerments will be given so that you can master all this. You can become a master of your circumstances. This is not acquiring external power artificially. It is increasing your inner powers. So once your bhavana becomes 100% pure, then even God, or when we say God, we mean that infinite formless reality. The infinite formless reality has to come to you. There is no choice. That is the very message in the Puranic incident, the life history of Prahalada. As a young boy, he called out to Lord Vishnu with a very pure heart. Vishnu had to appear. There was no choice there. And Prahalada's motives were so pure that when Lord Vishnu came in the form of Bhagavan Nrsimha, Nrsimha is, half lion and half human, extremely ferocious. Everybody was afraid. It is mentioned that after killing Hiranyakashipu, he was in that fierce form for a while. Lord Brahma got frightened. Lord Shiva was also hesitant to approach him. Parvati was hesitant. Even Goddess Lakshmi was hesitating to approach him because he was so fierce. So they all went to Prahalada and said, listen, it is you who called him with that pure bhavana. Now only you can approach him and talk to him. So Prahalada went to him and he started praising Lord Nrsimha. And he said, come back to your gentle form, my Lord. And the moment he saw this young boy with so much of pure bhavana, immediately he had no choice. He came back to his gentle form. See, the power of bhavana has been highlighted in Prahalada's life. When you read these things, Don't read them like mere stories. No. These have been given to us to get inspired, to absorb the deeper messages. And it is said that Lord Narasimha made, Prahalada sit on his lap. After he came back to the gentle form, he asked him, Prahalada, ask anything you want. I'll give you. To which, he said, my Lord, what is it that I require? I have seen you. I have experienced you. It's more than enough. And he was given the best of best. He said, no, you will rule the whole world. You will be the ruler for many years. You will get the worldly prosperity, and you will also get spiritual prosperity. You will grow spiritually. That boon was given. Prahalada never asked for it. But since his bhavana was so pure, the blessings, the higher grace just flowed from the infinite to him. That is why these great masters are saying, look into your bhavana and make your bhava 100% pure. Then even God will be forced, the Supreme God will be forced to bless you. Forced to bless you means we're just putting it in a poetic way like that. The law will take its course. It will function automatically. You will attract the highest blessings into your life. So, yajna bhavitaha. I want you to pause there and absorb the energy behind these two words. Number one, bhavana. Many attitudes are there, but which is the highest bhavana? He says yajna bhava. So when you have the attitude of yajna, when you function in a spirit of service and sacrifice in life, that puts you in a very powerful position, but you will never misuse that power. Real spirituality is nothing but yajna bhava. And that bhava, the energy, will reach the gods, he says, automatically. And the gods will give you the desired enjoyments. Nourished by sacrifice, the gods will give you the desired enjoyments. Ishtan bhogan. So again, in the previous verses we saw Ishta Kama Dukh. So here he is talking of Ishtan Bhogan. Bhogaha means enjoyment. Of course, there are many other dimensions to that. We will see that as we go along. But as of now, Ishtan Bhogan means those enjoyments which you have specified and ordered. You have acquired them by the power of your will. So, Ishtan Bhogan is very powerful. That is, that phrase is very powerful. It means you have the power to order your experiences in life. What kind of experiences do I want to go through in my life? You have the power to decide that as the soul. Today, you will say, sir, where do I have the power? Things are happening. Now I am a part of it. Yes. That is when you don't do sadhana. But when you do sadhana and purify yourself, you get the power to create your life. So you have come down from that infinite to the finite form. You have taken this finite form, you have incarnated in this particular form to experience the best of best, experience whatever you consider as the best, complete all the experiences, and then experience the highest, which is the infinite. You have that power within you, but that power today is lying dormant. It is when you do sincere sadhana, when you purify your bhavana, when you start functioning in the spirit of yajna, when you do all this on a consistent basis, that this inner power will become awakened from within. So people look at horoscopes and all that. That is and all the karmas with which you are born with. But actually, who is writing those horoscopes? It is not the astrologer. He is only writing whatever he is seeing. But it is you who has actually written your horoscope through your own karmas. So today you have the power to write your own horoscope every minute. So as you progress in your sadhana, you become so powerful that you start writing your own horoscope every second of your life, every moment of your life. Thereafter, the karmas with which you are born with, they become redundant. This is the experience of every sadhak who does the sadhana sincerely. You get the power to neutralize all the past, the effects of the past, and you are able to create whatever it is that you want right now. That is the real impact of this phrase, Ishtan Bhogan. When you have the Yajna Bhavitaha, that is when you have the Yajna Bhava, then slowly you are able to get the enjoyments which you want. Ishtan Bhogan. Ishtan means desired by the force of will, not kama. Kama means uncontrolled desire. So Ishtan means something which you have consciously decided, the goals which you fix. Now all those things which you desired, now all that will be given to you, he says. Means you have created them. See how powerful these phrases are. If you just pass through them superficially, nourished by sacrifice, the gods will give you the desired enjoyment. If you just go, you will miss the energy behind it. That is why we are pausing at every step and absorbing the power behind these principles. So this should make you think, how is he saying whatever enjoyments you desired will be given to you? Is that my experience in life? No. Then why is he saying that? Does it mean I have those powers within me with which, when they are awakened, I can actually rewrite my destiny? I can create a new life for myself? These are the questions which should come into your mind the moment you read these kinds of phrases. He actually starts the verse with Ishtan Bhogan. No doubt I took Yajna Bhavitaha initially, but if you see the construction of this verse, he says, Ishtan Bhogan hi vo deva dasyante. All the desired enjoyments, whatever experiences which you wanted, they will all be given to you, he says. What a powerful way of starting the verse. Fortunately, you don't really understand in depth. It's fortunate or unfortunate. So you don't pause there, you're not shocked there. But a true sadhak will just be shocked. How can all the experiences which were desired by me be given to me? What is he trying to say? If that question is triggered in you, then I would say you have started getting a hang of this verse. Because this verse is an amazing verse where he is using the direct approach and he is hitting you hard. So if you start getting a hang of what he's trying to give, if you just start absorbing the energy even a little bit, then whatever he's saying will hit you directly and it will start transforming you at a very fast pace. So if you notice, the way I was explaining the previous verse was different. The approach itself has been changed a little bit. I'm also becoming a little direct here so that I want you to absorb the energy of that directness which the great Lord is giving us. So one is yajna bhavitaha, very powerful. Then he says ishtan bhogan dasyante, all the desired enjoyment, all the enjoyments which you desired, they will all be given to you. Again, we are translating it as desired, but ishtan means desired willfully, out of will, not becoming a slave to one's desires. All your cravings will not be fulfilled. Having a craving for something means you are a slave there. It is only your ishtan, ishtakama. We covered in I think it was in verse 10 or something where we saw that, no? 9 or 10. Ishtakama means those desires which you are not a slave, you are a master. Those will be fulfilled. So, in continuation with that thought, he says, Ishtan Bhogan, another beautiful construction. So, you sit with these terminologies, you reflect on them, at least after the session is over, you can just spend about 5-10 minutes absorbing the energy of that and see what is happening within you. Is my bhavana pure? How pure is it? Wherever I'm having issues, how is my bhavana when I'm approaching that? Is there any negative emotion like anger or fear or jealousy? Similarly, something good is happening to me. What is my bhavana there? It's by observing your own life, the details of your life, that you can learn the Bhagavad Gita better. Because the Bhagavad Gita is not an external book to be studied. It is actually teaching you about your life, what is happening within you. So it is through the process of self-introspection that you can understand the power of these verses better. And then also reflect on Ishtan Bhogan. How is my life going today? Here, these great masters are saying, whatever experiences you want will be given to you. See, don't you see the power of that statement? It means I am the creator of my life. I am the architect of my life. I can create my destiny. But what is happening today in my life? I'm feeling helpless in so many situations. That doesn't really go along with what he's saying. So this will inspire you to do your daily sadhana. Because a person who does his or her daily sadhana for a period of time will start finding this statement becoming real in life. The goal manifestation, the materialization, all these things will start happening. Okay, so we will stop with that here. In the coming weeks, we'll go into more depth. What he exactly means by the gods will give you the desired enjoyments. That also we'll see. What does he mean by bhoga? It has many dimensions, and some of those dimensions, I'll pick up a few which will be very useful to you in your sadhana. So before we do the nididhyasana meditation, I will take up one question. So Nimishji has asked this question. Actually, he has asked 4 questions here. I am taking up the 4th question now. The other 3 we will see in the future sessions. So Pranam Guruji. So 1, 2, 3. The 4th question I am reading. During meditation, when it is said, I am going deeper and deeper into myself, what should I feel? Thank you so much, with lots of gratitude. So, the moment you ask, what should I feel, you are actually going away from the principle of meditation. You are trying to predetermine what you should experience in your meditation or in your sadhana using your intellect. Beforehand itself we want to decide. That is a wrong approach. See, in cricket, the instructions given to a batsman, like if you want to become a good batsman, what they say is, see the ball, how it comes, and accordingly you should play your stroke. If it's a full length ball, go forward. If it's a short ball, go back. This is proper batting. Supposing a batsman comes there and even before the ball is bowled, he decides, this ball I'm just going to go forward and hit it. There is a big risk there. By chance, it may click, but there are more chances of him getting out because he is not playing according to the merit of the ball. It's the same principle in sadhana also. When you do sadhana, you should not condition your mind. What should I feel? There is nothing like you should feel this, you should not feel this. There are no do's and don'ts there. With every breath, I am going deeper and deeper within. Whatever it is that you feel, that is what is correct for you. Each one's experience will be unique. Those are instructions to trigger your inward journey. The withdrawal of your consciousness. You cannot understand that intellectually. You cannot determine it. And this is exactly what I'm going to feel, and let me now do the meditation. Then you're intellectualizing the whole thing. So when those instructions are given, you're constantly thinking, now what should I feel? What should I experience? That is taking you away from the state of meditation. I want all the sadhaks to make a note of this. When you do your daily sadhana, whether it is the nididhyasana meditation which we do every Sunday or the yoga sankirtan sadhana, even the empowerment courses, you should sit like a child and do the sadhana without any expectations. Otherwise, you may attend a very powerful empowerment program, like right now the 22-day attracting abundance is going on. But you will end up saying, oh, the experience didn't happen, release didn't happen for me, energy didn't flow like this in this direction. You should not determine all that. You should just enjoy the process. This is what is meditation. Meditation is actually not doing anything, unwinding. So the moment you ask this question, what should I experience? What should I feel? You're trying to force the issue. You're trying to do something. Then you're moving away from the very process of meditation. I'm giving you a deep answer, but very directly, because it will help you even during the empowerment program, because we are midway through the empowerment course, no? So my request to you and all the other sadhaks is, you don't predefine anything. One day you will have a calm experience. Next day, a lot of cleaning up may happen. So there may be a turbulent experience, inner turbulence you may feel. Doesn't matter. So when you come the third day, don't expect the same thing to continue. Surrender to the higher grace, surrender to the Guru Shakti. Let the higher energy take care. That is an essential practice in meditation. The moment you get into an analytical mode, now you will not be able to do the sadhana properly and receive the energy. So the inward journey, going deeper and deeper within, it's not like the external journey. This is step one, this is step two. It's not like that. It is withdrawing the consciousness within. And when the consciousness is being withdrawn, each one's experience will be unique. That's why we never fix and say, this is what you should experience, that is what you should experience. According to your karmas, according to your inner nature, you will experience that inward journey in your own way. So kindly get out of this analysis. Analyze other things in life, but not this. Whatever you experience, have that trust. That is God-given. That is with the grace of the Guru Shakti. That is something good which is happening to me. Get into that spirit of surrender. Okay? So now we'll do the Nididhyasana meditation. Gently close your eyes. Do deep breathing. With every breath, I am becoming more and more relaxed. Feel the divine vibrations. With every breath, I am going deeper and deeper into myself. Beyond my physical body, beyond my pranas, beyond my various emotions and thoughts, lies my real higher self. My self is infinite and divine. From this moment onwards, I choose to purify my bhavana intentions. I am Swayam Prakashit, self-illuminating. Offer your gratitude to God Supreme. offer your gratitude to your Guru and all the holy masters. Slowly come back. Wriggle your fingers, your toes. Rub your palms together to create a warmth. Cup your eyes with your palms. Gently rub your eyes, cheeks, forehead, top of the head, back of the head and neck. Slowly open your eyes. Welcome back. So today we had a very powerful session. This verse itself is inherently very powerful because of the style, the directness in his approach. Certain verses he will use the indirect approach. They will influence you in a very subtle way. This will directly influence you. So what we should do is, this is something which we practice in the yogic approach, is just go with the energy flow, which Bhagavan Krishna is fixing for us. If he wants to take us up, we'll go up. If he wants to relax us a bit, we will get relaxed. If he wants us to get inspired, we will get inspired. Just going with the flow of energy which he is setting. So if you do that, you will get maximum benefits. But if you have your own way of functioning and if you don't surrender to the higher Shakti, then there is a tussle that will prevent you from absorbing the energy fully. Okay? So, thank you very much. I'll see you in the next session. Hari Om.